How's it going today, everybody? We're going to be doing a demonstration today of a general contractor diagnostic tool application that I made using Vue.js. So if you're a general contractor, throughout the day you're going to be getting phone calls from a variety of potential clients just telling you about problems that they're having with their home. These phone calls are going to take 10 minutes or so each, and once your business starts to scale, you're going to be getting more of these phone calls. So at that point, a lot of your day is going to be getting eaten up by taking phone calls from people, and you're not going to be able to do the work that's actually going to get you paid. So one potential solution to this would be to get a secretary, but if you want your secretary to do tasks that aren't taking phone calls, a lot of their day is going to be getting eaten up by this as well. So we want to make a more efficient system to get clients giving us information. So that's where the diagnostic tool comes in. If we can have our clients funnel information to the diagnostic tool, that information goes to the secretary who sorts through it. She then talks to the contractor and she responds to specific potential customers that fit certain criteria. So if we start to look at the actual application itself, we're going to see that right from the beginning, it has this funnel down where the problem's located at, if it's inside or outside of the home. Inside is selected by default. So if it's inside, we're going to have a variety of options, and if it's outside, we're going to have a different variety of options. So for now, let's go with inside, and we'll put some dummy data in here. And one detail here is we're not asking for their exact address, we're just asking for the city they're in. That's just so we can potentially plan out a lot of jobs in a certain kind of section of the area we're in, and potentially call those people back and see if they're available a certain day. So if the problem's in the kitchen, we can select a single part of the room here, or we can use the switch if there's multiple parts of the room that are having issues. So for right now, we'll just go with the kitchen walls. We'll go next. This is where the application really starts to open up, and we can really start to ask some specific questions about where the problem's located at, and just details about the problem that might be important. For instance, you can see that we have, what material are the walls constructed with. That could be a big factor in determining the cost to fix it. All these inputs also have an optional add text button. That's going to load up a text input for the customer to add additional information regarding their answer. So you can see right here, is there a hole in the kitchen walls? Is there one, multiple, or one huge hole? What material are they constructed with? And then we can add some text right here if the customer has something else they want to say about that particular answer. So then also all those questions are not required to be filled out. And then at that point, we're going to go to the next step, which is kind of like the final stage before the form gets sent to the contractor/secretary. This is just a spot for the customer to recheck over everything they've entered and see if they made any mistakes or if they want to add any additional information. So right here you can see that it's not showing the select and the text input by default. It only shows it if they actually click the edit button. And then if we do add something there and then we go back up to the third section, you can see that the state is managed properly where that data is going to be preserved. The reason that the third section isn't cleared out when we go to the fourth section is to keep that sliding action with the box coming out from below. If we took the data out right when they went to the fourth section, it would be kind of jarring and add like sort of a stutter. So you can see if we want to add another problem, if there's a separate problem outside the home and we go to select outside, it's going to preserve the state in the contact area, and then we can go and select a different part of that area of the home. So if the garage door has a problem, it's going to overwrite what's in that third gate at that point. But we can start to ask some specific questions about what's wrong with the garage door. So right here you can see that is there any visible damage to the track? So if the customer put this in, the track is extremely bent, then the contractor is going to know going into that job, or they're going to know when calling them back that they're going to have to replace that track, and they're not going to be able to bend it back into shape. So they're going to be able to prepare the customer for a higher quote price once the contractor actually comes out and looks at that issue. As you can see now, we have both of these areas of the home with the answers added into the fourth gate. And at this point, this is when clicking this button would ideally send an email with a PDF filled out to the contractor/secretary. But as of right now, I just have it downloading the PDF to your local system. So you can see right here we have their contact information along with the different parts of the home with all of their answers for those questions. One other thing I'd like to touch on before we go is the mobile optimization. So you can see right now the boxes slide out left to right. So if we go to the iPhone 12 mode, we're going to see that the boxes reorient and they go up and down. And that's only for those first two boxes. The rest, everything else is going to be able to slide out of the bottom of those boxes as before. But those first two boxes just weren't going to fit left or right on a phone display. So I'm going to quickly put some stuff in here just to show you how the rest of the application looks with the mobile optimization. So let's say there's problems with multiple parts of the kitchen. And then you can see that we get to that third section the same way as before, with everything's still there, that it's in the desktop version. I do think that the mobile version turned out pretty good considering the amount of stuff on the screen and the amount of details the customers put in. I think everything still fits pretty well. And yeah, that's the mobile version of the app. It works the same as the desktop version, and I think most people would probably be using this application, on a phone. So I think that the mobile version holds up pretty well for being usable even on a small screen. But thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your day.